All right. So we are live. I am not Kim and I'm not Bay. I'm a new face. My name is Dana and I just started at the foundation and I'm the social manager. And today I get to be joined by two creators, DoctorDRIPP and Rezon. And we are going to go on a creator led game tour. And on our stream here, our amazing producer, Chris, is going to be navigating for us today. But I want to kick off by having DoctorDRIPP and Rezon introduce themselves. And if you could, in your introduction, also say what your favorite game of all time is, and then the game that you have currently been playing. And I think if you're okay with it, DoctorDRIPP, I'm going to start with you.
Cool. Awesome. Howdy, what's up, everyone? My name is DoctorDRIPP. I'm a wearable creator here in Decentraland. Let's see.
Easy questions, I know.
Yeah. So what do I say about my myself as a game developer, I guess? Okay, so today I'll be presenting The Cavern, and it is a project that I created for Game Jam last year. And I think we're also looking at Keep Away, which is my entry for this year, which was created only with the native web builder. So that'll be cool to check out later.
Oh my word. Okay, I forgot that you were gonna show that, which is just awesome because I haven't played that yet. So
If
yay.
we have time, if we don't have time, all good. I guess we'll feel it
Oh
out.
my god, no, I hope we have time because I want to see it. That's so sick.
Cool.
So you've been back to back game entry last year and
Yeah,
this year.
and typically I don't do too well in the rankings, but it's okay. It's my fault. It's because I kind of don't really pay attention to the theme. I'll just kind of be feeling like making something,
Oh my
and I'll just send it, and it won't perform very well. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it by myself, just to see what I can come up with.
Wait, I respect that. I love that. And also, like, I have to say, the vibe of the cave I got was like stream of consciousness, which I just loved. I thought it was awesome. Like the kooky narrative with the uncle and like the world that you're in. I'm curious what last year's theme was.
It was Dream. I believe it was Dreamscape, Dreamland, something like that.
Ah,
So I kind of bent it to be a little dreamlike, but no, I missed the mark on that
no,
one.
I would totally say like that fits with my like reading. And you can correct me, but like I read it as like stream of consciousness, which I feel like is a dream. So that's sick. Um, well, sick. So that's DoctorDRIPP. Rezon, let's go to you. If you could introduce yourself and talk about. Wait, actually, before we do that, DoctorDRIPP, you didn't tell me what your favorite game of all time is and
Okay.
what game you're currently playing.
Favorite of all time is Zelda Ocarina of Time for Nintendo 64. Probably followed by Super Mario 64. Um,
Amazing.
and then current game I'm currently playing. I'm not currently. I've just been in building mode. I'm
That's
not.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm taking a break from gaming.
Awesome. Okay, I almost wore my Zelda 8-bit sweater today for the stream, and now that I know that, I wish I did. Okay, Rezon, let's go to you. If you could tell us about yourself and yeah, your experience building games in Decentraland.
Okay, my name is Vadim, but also known as Rezon. I represent the Inception Farm team. About my favorite games, I like at the moment. I like Apex Legends. Maybe you know it's battle royale
Yes.
at the moment. But previously, I gave many games from my child. It's also Mario. I don't know. It was
Hmm.
from the Dandy. You know, maybe. It's 8-bit computer. But
Yeah,
now
yeah.
playing the Apex Legends. If I have time, I can spend 1 hour playing this amazing battle royale.
Yes, it is amazing. I am scared of the people that play that game. They're so good.
I'm
So
not
I,
professional. I only bronze or silver.
but still, that's an achievement. Impressive. That yeah, my foray into FPS has been Fortnite, like battle royale. If we're talking battle royale genre, so well, I guess Overwatch also I like dabbled in for a minute, but mostly I would say like more console. So you, Rezon, you represent the Inception Fun team. I'm curious, is Neon Hockey, is this your first game built in Decentraland?
No, it's our second time participating in a Decentraland Game Jam. We
Amazing.
participated in 2022. Was with the project Musical Tower.
Woo! Okay, I haven't played Musical Tower, but that sounds awesome. Can you like? Is it currently in Decentraland in a world or a realm?
We have seen on the world Rezon, like my nickname.
Okay.
And maybe we have, I don't know at the moment we have or don't we have in world, but I don't remember coordinates. We participated in Wales Week.
That's amazing. Wellness Week. Yes. Okay. So I will message you after this so I can get the coordinates to your music tower because I definitely want to experience that because that sounds dope. So both of you have been building in Decentraland. That's so sick. I think we're gonna kick things off. I see Chris is putzing around. Chris, if you want to navigate over to Neon Hockey, we're gonna go. And actually, if you're in world, feel free to like hop along. Chris is gonna drop the coordinates in the chat, and then we're gonna go play some hockey. And Rezon, I gave you like a big shout out earlier today. Actually, we did like an X Space collectibles wrap up situation, and I was expressing my like sheer wonder at the scale of your build here, which is just beautiful. Also, like the detail of like the Zamboni. I grew up in Jersey and we don't have any sports teams except for the New Jersey Devils, which is a hockey team. So like hockey, I was like basically the only sport that like my family watched on TV like on a regular basis. So but I feel like hockey games like hockey I think is an interesting sport to pick because I feel like most of the games, like most of the sports games that we see, I feel like it's mostly football, soccer, and like basketball. So I was so excited that you decided to make a hockey game. Uh, can you like, can you give us a bit about like the design and the concept behind it?
Okay, frankly speaking, hockey is not my favorite game, but it's enough popular games, and we decide make hockey because the rules understandable.
Yeah.
It's easy to understand for players. It's I think all know about hockey rules, and we explore requirements of the game jam. And decide make some easy without making it easy for players understand rules and play fastly. And we decide make this hockey. Also, we see some interesting example for PlayStation. This type of like attraction, and we decide adjust this for Decentraland.
Amazing.
Yeah, we made research is that it's possible do with SDK7 and decide this attraction for Game Jam.
Amazing. Yeah, the when you mentioned like you wanted to make something that would be easy for anybody like to pick up and play, you're making me chuckle a little bit because Kim, our director of partnerships, she like when it was announced that it was going to be a game jam, she was like, but I'm not good at games. Like, how am I going to interact? And she was so happy about your game because she was like, I can play this. Like, I know how to do, like, I know how to shoot to the goal. Like, so she, like, this game has a special place in her heart because she had a lot of fun with this game specifically. I'm curious because you said hockey is not your first choice. So did you choose hockey based on like somebody else's firsthand experience in your team, or like did you have a different sport in mind at first, like soccer or?
Maybe I see some kind of soccer in the Decentraland. It's not.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw some soccer stadium, and our designer, 3D designer, have had experience about the building some kind of game like hockey, but not in 3D styles, in the 2D styles. And he has some experience. He told us with developer that which he likes hockey. He know how it's adjust for the Decentraland style.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that Chris is showing us the scale right now of your build. I think the way also that you took the neon theme and also the way you took the Decentraland IP is like magical. I think you adapted it really, really well for for the world and for the theme. I'm curious if you would explore any other like would your team consider building any other sports related games for Decentraland?
Another, I don't maybe no, maybe we improve this scene because we didn't make leaderboard. Also, we can try made multiplayer, but it's enough difficult. Maybe we improve this case. Maybe integrate.
I love those ideas.
Yeah, but it's possible to make this case multiplayer.
That would be so sick. I would love that. Like one. Do you think like 1-1 or 1-4?
Maybe 1-1. Maybe 2 VC2 versus 2.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me excited. I hope that you decide to do
maybe
that.
1-1 with NPCs.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be so sick. Yes, I love that. I'm curious, DoctorDRIPP, did you have a chance to? I see your avatar emoting on the hockey the sidelines. Did you have a chance to play?
Yeah, of course. This was one of my favorite games in the game jam. The second I saw it, mostly because I was checking out the other scenes, kind of kind of seeing how they sized up against the rules to see how far off I was. But this one nailed the neon. And when I say that, like, I really love, not only so it has emissions, it has a really nice glow, but
Yeah.
it also has those emissive effects baked onto the textures to make it look like
Yeah.
it's dynamic lighting across Decentraland and shadows, which I think is so sick. The gameplay was simple. It was glitch free. I didn't come across any bugs. It didn't take too long to complete, and it had like this kind of it felt like an arcade, but like a
Yeah.
3D immersive arcade, like exactly what you would expect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was a big fan and honored to be here while we're checking it out.
Awesome.
Thank you for the feedback.
I was gonna say too, like I've been to like ice rinks, and then growing up we had an air hockey table in our basement, and this to me is like the perfect merge of the two, like the arcade style and then like ice hockey, which I loved. So yeah, I mean, if y'all whoever is watching, like if you haven't played yet, I highly recommend jumping into the game jam world and visiting, just to see like the scale, like what Chris is showing us right now. Just insane. The Decentraland logo on the hockey puck is just like, it's so sick. You did such a good job. Yeah. So thank you so much for participating in the game jam and just like knocking it out of the park.
Thank
So
you
now
for
I think.
opportunity to participate.
What'd you say?
Thank you for opportunity for
Aw.
participating in the jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all about community, so you're what makes the place special. Chris,
Welcome.
if you wanna,
Welcome on scene.
yeah. I love the people. I'm new to Decentraland, but I love the people here. Like everyone is so excited to build and like collaborate, which I think is beautiful. Chris, if you want to navigate over to the cave booth, that would be sick. Either walk or drop the coordinates. And then to anybody who's watching, you can hop in. Oh, the cavern. I keep saying the cave because of the text-based adventure game that's like in the back of my head, the crystal cave. The cavern is what I meant to say. DoctorDRIPP, tell us about this amazing, like, nostalgia inducing in a good way the game that you made for the game jam last year.
Yeah, of course. So it was definitely heavily inspired by Donkey Kong, um, and a little bit of Banjo-Kazooie, like you pointed out.
Yes.
And those were definitely my favorite art styles. I played a lot of Banjo-Kazooie, and that was a really good one too. Donkey Kong
That
64 felt like
Banjo-Kazooie ending with the witch is like imprinted into my brain. It's like nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I never played the second one. I actually never played the second one.
Ah, well, maybe if you get the online pass, Nintendo is like just feeding us nostalgia now on a silver platter. So like if you get I did the online pass, and like they're releasing N64 games all the time now. So, but anyway, continue. So like Donkey Kong.
So it was definitely I wanted to build it like a jungle scene. I had always kind of wanted to, and the requirements last year were to make something that was I believe it was an 8x8. It had to be really big. It had to be on worlds, and the theme was a dreamlike state or something like that. I don't know because I didn't pay attention. But no, I had a lot of fun making it, and I think it was before Decentraland's quest structure. There's an infrastructure that you can use to build a quest now.
Okay.
And I think it's going to get a lot easier for people to be able to make like a quest kind of experience like this one, because this kind of an experience, like it's not a game. It's just you get point A to point B, and you're doing things along the way. Maybe you're collecting coins, or maybe you're um, going to doing parkour and getting to some sort of an access area that opens something.
Yeah.
So you've got all these different tools that you could put in place into your build to make it more interactive. and that's kind of what this was, an interactive quest. It takes maybe 10-15 minutes to complete your first time, but I could do a speed run in about 2 minutes.
Nice. That's so sick. I don't know, Chris, can you fall on purpose for us? Because I love the message that you get when you die in this game. Yeah, there it is. Chris Platt. This is so good. The second jump here, DoctorDRIPP, that's where I first got the curse splat. Because I didn't line up my jump correctly. And it was a delight to see the screen. Made me like remember the game over, like the old game over screens that you used to see, where it'd be like, and it would make like, especially actually Ocarina of Time.
Well, did you hear the sound? There's a sound that goes with it too.
No.
And the graphic was actually made by my girlfriend M. She's a baby doll, so
Queen.
I like to go bragging about how she helped out on my game jam entry.
Yes, that is so sick.
Yeah, but if you fall, there's like this really, there's like a screaming sound, and then like a crunching, bone crushing. It's hilarious. It's really funny.
Okay, must do after this. I plan on doing. I've done 2 run throughs so far, and I plan on doing my third one today. So now I know to look for the sound. That's awesome. Oh, I want to talk about the Doge design because like when I saw the Doge like in the description, I was expecting them to be like cute, fluffy little dogs, and then they're these like beefy muscle daddies.
No, so that was taken from the awesome repo. Those are somewhere from Decentraland. Somebody made those. It was not me. And yeah, they are hilarious, and that's why I had to throw them in. Most of the assets from this project were downloaded from Sketchfab and then heavily modified. Most of what I did, most of my shining was in the coding. It was my first time working with SDK 7. And so that's kind of what I was focusing on, stitching together different awesome repos. Most of the repos, like the zombie shooter and the power cube, they're all made by Nico Earnshaw. I think Lastrom maybe poked around some of the repos that I've played with, but I don't know. I just grab them and try and get them connected, working, and see what I could come up with from there.
That's incredible. We have 2 Nicos at the foundation, Nico E and Nico R, and I call them Nico squared. Because I feel like they go together so often. Okay, sick. So I'm curious too, like because the dialogue is like so quirky, and you always get prompted with the option of like, nah, never mind. I'm curious, like, did you what were you like thinking when you wrote the dialogue?
So I definitely wanted it to be kind of funny.
It's so funny.
In the beginning, when they ask if you'll go find my uncle, you could actually say yes, or you could say no. And if you say no, he just kind of guilt trips you. He says, well, he would come looking for you, and then you proceed. No! So either way, you go forward.
Okay, because I was like, I'm so, whenever I play games, actually, I take this back because in my most recent playthrough of Baldur's Gate, I finally took the like bad path of like, you know, when the NPCs are like, will you help me? And you say like, nah, no. Like I finally did that, but I feel like I always feel bad for the NPCs. So even if the option is there, like I'd never want to go down the path of the world where like now I am an agent of evil and I'm like hurting the world. So I love that you made it so like even if you choose the option to like not help the uncle, or like the world still prompts you to like do the right thing in the end. That's great. I love that.
Yeah, there's a few little things like that were just inspired from just video games that I love. Like this next section, you get to make choices, and again, ultimately, you end up in the same place. My favorite reference, I guess, to something similar like that is
Yeah.
the end of Star Fox 64, where
Ooh.
and they had at the end of every level, if you did it a certain way, you would get an alternate ending where it wouldn't be mission complete; it would say mission accomplished, and you could get mission accomplished on every map, and if you do it on every level, then it literally has a different ending to the game. And so I love
Ooh.
the concept behind that and how you can make decisions. It's just I didn't have a lot of time here, so the decisions all kind of end to the same place. But something fun about this part is you're picking a like 1 out of 3 places to go in this maze,
Yes.
and all I did is so the middle will divert you to one of the sides no matter what, and I made it so that there's a 50% chance of this maze, of the scale of this GLB, flipping scale -1. So it's got a 50% chance that it'll mirror itself. It's not a complex maze. If you go to one side, you won't see any stairs. The stairs are on the side, and if you go to the other side, again, this could flip. The other side, the stairs are directly in front of you. So the point of this section is to get to the top of it and to find there's an item up there to grab. I'm gonna run through it real quick, but that was something that I was really excited about, was learning the math portion. It just says 50% chance of flipping it.
Yeah, this is where I messaged you and I was like, why can't I get past the portal section? And you're like, oh, there's a 50%. This is where it sends you right to the other side.
Yeah, so you go to the top, and then you have to come back to Uncle. No, but there was a glitch the other day. If anyone had any issues completing this, there was a UI glitch. Like you couldn't get past a certain point, and I would say there was like a 1 in 10 chance that it would work for you. So some people got the claims at the end of this, but either way, it's just the kites that you claimed at the surface. So if you do complete this little quest, you will get an extra kite.
Which also we need to shout out the amazing kites that you made for the actually, yeah, I don't know, Chris, if you want to pivot and go back to the booth. Oh wait, he's gonna pull it up for us. Let's go. I had people, we did a poll on Twitter and just like about wearables, and we got a few people in the comments that were like, we stay drippy always. Like people just love the kites. So I'm curious, like, did you make these for the game jam? Like they're exclusive to the game jam?
So I made the kites a while back. They are paying tribute to RuneScape. It's inspired by the toy kite in RuneScape.
Yes! My
Anyone that
husband would love that you're saying this right now.
Perfect. Yeah, anyone that knows the saga of that situation, they made so first they made rune armor, and that was the best armor you could get back in the day. And eventually they made a newer one called dragon armor, and they eventually they made a full helmet, and they made a square shield, but they never made the kite shield. And so on April Fool's one year, they said we're releasing a dragon kite, and then they released an item that was called toy kite, and it was an actual kite. There was never a shield. They never made a dragon kite shield. So yeah, I did change it up a little bit.
So you were like,
did
I'm gonna make the dragon kite.
We had to have a dragon kite, and there were no other kites to fly in Decentraland. But I did dig out those designs and I flipped them real quick. I did a frost dragon kite, which is the white one with the rainbow. It's a play on this black dragon kite. And then there's a new one, which is the lava kite, which is, it's kind of a play on a RuneScape lava cape. It also uses the new lava material that I
all
made.
of the RuneScape references. You gotta make a party hat.
No, someone already made party hats. Yeah,
oh my God,
I love my party hat collection. Yeah, Acronymus made those.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Now I know I need to go look at this other thing. I have all these things I need to do. That's awesome. Did not know that there was already a party hat. That's so sick. I don't know if you have it, but I would love to see your avatar with it. Do you have the party hat?
Yeah. I can throw it on real quick once I'm done. jumping realms.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to see. Yeah, my just as like a personal story, my husband got banned twice, I think, from RuneScape for doing arbitration scams. And trying like him and his friend would go in and like say, I can't remember how it worked, but like one person would be like, I'm selling these for really cheap, and then the other person would be like, I'm buying them for really high, and like they would like make people end up paying way more, or like they would pay for an item and then they would never actually buy that item, which is terrible. Don't do that. But yes, so yeah,
Okay.
we there is deep RuneScape lore in my household, so I'm so happy to hear all. Do you have the party hat on?
Yeah, so I put the green one on, which is one that I
Let's
actually owned.
go.
And I forget how old I was when I sold it for 80K, which is not a lot. It's like worth what, 4 billion now in gold.
Oh my
So that's
gosh.
kind of something that I never wanted to. I'm like really sticky diamond handy because of what
Yes.
trauma I have behind the could haves of the green party hat.
Oh, that's iconic. Oh my god. Love. So you, for everybody that didn't hear the kite details, DoctorDRIPP is also he's made the games, but he also is a wearable creator. And you also like I feel like we should give your new stuff that you just made a shout.
Yeah,
Nikki,
of course.
the nose ring that I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, so that was so my very first debut collection was Transformative Streetwear Volume 1. It was awesome. There were a couple airdrops that came after that that were exclusive to holders, and I tried to do it again for Volume 2 and it was really slow. There were some complications. And so now I'm picking it up and I'm finishing it off. So you are kind of seeing these new items that I'm wearing. It is a let me get close here, a nose ring, which it's a little
So sick.
it doesn't fit as well on my clone head as it does the DCL avatar or the Doki faces, so keep that in mind.
Mm.
But it comes with the palm wings and then also my first iteration of some really sick skate shoes.
Yes.
These have been in the works for a really long time, and I finally got them pumped out. So anyone that holds all 3 items from Volume 2 will be getting these airdropped soon, within the next 2 weeks or so.
Amazing. Amazing. Rezon, I'm curious if you had the chance to play the cavern at all.
I try. It's at the moment. Yeah.
Amazing. Did you also have some experiences in like the Nintendo 64 era of games?
A little bit.
Like, I think you said Super Mario before was one.
Yes, it's first games Mario, Tanks, some like this Pac-Man. Yeah,
Oh,
I used to
Mrs.
play.
Pac-Man was
Yeah.
like a huge thing in like growing up at Christmas. My uncle, he would like rent this is like crazy that he would do this, and like I don't think that he should have been spending money on this, but it benefited me as a child in that household. He would rent a Mrs. Pac-Man like joystick arcade machine,
Yeah.
and so like we would just play that, like everybody, all the adults upstairs are like eating and like drinking, and like all the kids are downstairs playing Mrs. Pac-Man. So that was just like such good times. Chris, if you want to go back to the cavern booth, I think you teased DoctorDRIPP a new game, which is called Keep Away.
Oh yes, yeah. So once you get to the end of the cavern, it actually teleports you over, and clicking the teleport here
I
is
don't know if
what
I'm allowed to press
issues
on
the
this.
kite reward. So
Oh, okay.
that fires off right there. But yeah, I already jumped over there. I'm in the world.
Oh, what? Okay, wait, let me take
I was super
Ew.
proud of making animated lava. It's kind of like this ocean ripple effect with some emissive lava. I thought was really sick. I think there are some ways I could improve it, but I think this is a really good first iteration of some nice animated lava.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ooh, are we gonna get a floor is lava game?
So that was one of the things that I did that I've been thinking about implementing to this is some environmental I guess effects or some factors, kind of like Super Smash Brothers, where parts of the level will kind of disappear or go under lava, things like that.
Obsessed. Love. Ooh, I could talk. I could. Yeah. I'm so excited to like. I'm so happy that both you and Rezon are a part of the community and like you're building fun games because I think like somebody earlier today said, I think it was CJ. They said like, "Oh, I came to Web3 as a gamer," and I was like, "Yes, that's me. Like I love games. Web3 gaming to me is like, am I allowed to say inevitable? I like it just makes so much sense. And yeah, actually, I'm curious, like for you, Dr. Drip, and also you, Rezon, like, do either of you have any Web3 games that you would recommend to to people watching the stream?
My recommendations would just be Vroomway. Sorry, Decentraland based. Of course, I love Vroomway. Of course, I love
Yes.
Knights of Antrim is really immersive. Um, I've played a lot of Exodus myself, which is very much like RuneScape, in the sense that there's a lot of AFK friendliness to it. And
Hmm.
I think that Decentraland games have not had their time yet. And I know it's very speculative to say things like that, but I think even detached from crypto, if we were to have a conversation about just games in the metaverse
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
issuing tokens as rewards, which I guess is Web3 gaming without
Yeah.
saying it.
No, but I love what you're saying, which is like we basically can give users the chance to decide, right? Like you can have it as a like Web3 situation or not, but you can still use the metaverse platform, right?
Yeah, exactly, and have the social factors and have the having all of our items available across platforms is going to be big too. But I do think, like you were saying, just Web3 rewards in general is good for all games. I think games like app games
Yeah.
that have their own ecosystems, any game that has its own ecosystem could benefit from what we're kind of demonstrating. And I think that all the games here are kind of a proof of concept, and I think they will eventually evolve to their final forms. But I think that's why this little proof of concept is kind of a perfect example um, of kind of getting the picture across. Like I'm starting
Yeah.
a roundup right now, and so this was inspired by Skullball in Halo, which is just cool.
Ah,
Like you pick up the skull and you run
wait.
around, and
We
people try
just
and tag
had a
you.
Halo like fever dream. We got the Master Chief collection and we replayed all of the originals, like Halo 1, Halo 2, and it was so fun.
Em and I did that too. Yeah, we ran through the whole thing.
Ah,
It's so fun.
that's so cute. Oh my god. I love that. Okay, so it's inspired by Halo.
Yes. Yes, and so each round is like I believe it's 30 seconds. And you complete 3 rounds and you get taken up to claim the other kite, which is the lava kite.
Amazing.
And
Are
that's
you
basically it. It's just bare bones kind of you have to imagine what it's going to be like playing with a bunch of people.
Yes. Okay. Also, now my brain is like, I was trying to figure out what, when you said Super Smash, I was like, what scene does this remind me of? And now I'm like, oh, it's the Metroid one, where like you know how like the lava keeps like crumbling away the stage.
Yeah, but there's another. You're totally right. But there's another one where the platforms fall too. I'm not sure if that's the same one.
Is it? It's the.
So like
Okay.
these rocks could totally start vibrating and then just fall, and it could
Yes.
happen
Okay.
every
Okay.
like
We're
minute or
talking about the
something.
same one. That's what
And
I'm
then
talking about.
and then the lava could come up and cover these lower rocks, like the Metroid
Yes.
one you were talking about.
Yes. 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 Okay. It's my memory. I like it's triggering. It's triggering my memory. Rezon, did you play any Smash?
No, any
It's a
Smash.
good. If the Inception Fun team, I'm recommending that y'all have a game day and you play Super Smash because it's like such a fun team
Okay,
building activity. It's
okay,
also
we'll try.
I love the way that they took the Nintendo IPs and like brought them all together, like Fire Emblem, Zelda, Pokemon, like they're all there. Uh I think too, like Dr. Drip, what you were saying about like the metaverse and like um connecting things with like tokenization across platform, like that I think is really exciting for me as somebody that has like a bunch of different gaming IPs that I love. The idea of having them come together in like one metaverse world makes me super excited, and being able to go up against like an Ash Ketchum with like a Link or something, just like it sounds so cool to me. uh I'm curious, like, do you also have like similar when you picture like cross metaverse experience with characters, like do you picture something similar or?
Yeah, I mean, I really do like that it gave them a platform to kind of use their IP like that. And I think that hopefully, I think what you're kind of getting at is hopefully we get to use our IP in similar contexts.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of our friends that are jumping in the Chili's server to play Grand Theft Auto using their VRMs, and I think that that's kind of a start to that, and I think that's really cool.
That's so sick.
And especially when it's like a game that we're already familiar with. It's not like in Decentraland, but it's
Right.
involving IP that we own.
Yeah. And like love, I think like being able to experience IPs that you have a connection to in a new way is so sick. uh yeah, I think also, like, I was saying this to our executive director. Like, I think metaverses are also an interesting place to store gaming nostalgia IPs, like Frogger, or like things that aren't very popular anymore, but like deserve to have a space like commemorated to them. So I would also love to see like metaverses have more yeah, just like original gaming experiences in them.
Like kind of like we've seen a few different like museums. We've
Yes,
seen like
exactly.
gaming museums, or we've even seen a wearable museum and different things like that that kind of demonstrate and, like you said, give tribute.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Do you actually like, do you have any that you'd recommend going to?
Oh no, I so the one I was thinking of was Zeta's, and I'm not even sure if it's still up. I wouldn't
Okay.
know.
Oh, that's so sick. Yeah. I have a friend that made an LGBTQ museum in VR, and just like took different items that represent different parts of the community and like commemorated them in a really beautiful way. That's one that I'm thinking of. But I think like, yeah, if we could, oh man, if we could have a Metaverse Games Museum in Decentraland, that'd be so dope. Uh, Note to self to tell Kim. um, that, yeah, that's so sick. I guess we can go back to the plaza and see if, like, I don't know if we have any questions from the community or not. But yeah, any like, actually, I have a question for people that like haven't built in Decentraland yet. I would love to like just toss that over to you, DoctorDRIPP, and you, Rezon. Like, what is your first step advice that you'd give to people that potentially want to build?
Don't afraid, try this. So
Don't be afraid. Yeah, that's so true. I feel like that is the number one thing that keeps people from starting, is like fear of failure. I read the Prince of Persia diaries recently, and it's like just a really big discussion on like, is it worthwhile? It's from the developer of the Prince of Persia game, but he's basically asking like, oh, is this worth it? Like, am I doing good work? And like, fear of failure is like a theme throughout, I would say. So, Rezon, I think that's really good advice. Like, don't be afraid to jump in and try. I know, DoctorDRIPP, what would you say?
For creating a build, I don't know. It's so tricky. It's been tricky for a long time, and all I can say is that it's gotten a lot better.
Mm.
The tools that were once here have improved greatly. So I would say I would definitely recommend, first of all, that everyone go back and revisit the Decentraland builder. It's been improved greatly. That keep away proof of concept was done entirely with that. I didn't do any coding whatsoever just to get it to that state. So a lot of people didn't understand that there's a lot that can be done with those actions and triggers.
Yeah.
So kind of get your toes wet, kind of get familiarized with that, because um, it's gonna get easier once you understand how to do actions and triggers. And I say that because I'm working with Last Slice on the in-world builder, which is
Ooh.
a no-code tool set that is available in-game. So you actually walk onto your parcel, or a special world server rather, and you walk onto a section that's going to be designated to your parcel, and you could drag and drop your items onto the ground. You can rotate them, and it makes it really easy. Even knowing how to code myself, like, it's so tempting and it's really easy. I use it. There's so many times where I could go and code something, but I just jump in there and throw something in there real quick to demo it,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
to kind of cut corners. And what we're working on now is game building features. So
Ooh.
all of the functionality I just talked about, where you can create basically your own keep away game, well, it's going to be built into the in-world builder, so that while you're dragging and dropping your assets into a scene, you will be able to create either a game out of it, or at least make it interactive, like you just saw with keep away. So there are new tools
Amazing.
on the horizon, and the current tools do keep improving. Another thing is, if something is broken, find someone somewhere to make a request. I know Canny is really good, because the devs will actually listen and implement things. But
Yeah,
even if
yeah.
you don't want to go out of your way to do that, just hop in the Discord real quick and go flag someone down and help. Because what I've learned, and I've spent a lot of time complaining. Nico,
Complaining or helping us to get better? I feel like it's helping
complain
us
no,
get better.
no, I have to say complaining. And I'm surprised Nico likes me, but he does, and I like him. He's
Aw.
my favorite. But while I was complaining, I think I learned that there's no way for them to know unless we get out there and tell them. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've learned to be more patient with my complaining,
Aw.
but we gotta let them know.
Yeah, yeah. I love your recommendation of jumping in the Discord. specifically to like the help channel, because I know for a fact like I see them working in Slack. Like I've seen them for the past 4 days, like troubleshooting and helping people. So they're very active in the help Slack channel. And if it's something that like they can't help you with right away, then they'll escalate it. So I think that's a really fantastic recommendation. I've also heard from like friends of mine who are game developers that like if like whatever the idea is that you have, like scale that down by like 10. Because we always want to build like, I think it's a very common like first time I'm gonna make an MMORPG. Like everybody wants to build something that like is spectacular, but sometimes like your first project, it needs to just be like my first project was literally a Flappy Bird clone, because like it was a small thing that I could do in Unity without knowing too much about code. And so I think like if you're interested in building like what these amazing builders have recommended, I think is like awesome. And also keep in mind like to start small and like finish, and then when you finish that one small project you like feel like, oh, like okay, I can actually like do something, instead of like the feeling of like getting overwhelmed, or like I don't know if either of you can speak to that, but I think like that's really good advice.
I do think that's great advice, and I think that none of the games that are currently here in Decentraland look the way they did when they started. I know Vroomway was just one basic track, and now there's like multiple game modes. Knights of Antrim started with chickens that spawned in a corner of a field, and you walk into the field, and they would say, "See how many chickens you can kill." And there was no server, there was no game logic. They just started with that, and it grew so quick, and I think it happened so quick that nobody even noticed that they started off just a little snippet.
That's so cool. I love that. I had no idea that Vroomway started with one track. That's sick. I made my first foray into the Vroomway world, and I was like dancing in the recharge room trying to get enough credits. So I need to like go revisit so I can get on the track. But that's so sick. Well, yeah, we are at time. I think like both of y'all. I want to give you guys a shout out for your Twitters. So DoctorDRIPP, you're just at DoctorDRIPP, right? On X or
NFT, DoctorDRIPP NFT.
Okay, amazing. And then Rezon, it's just at Inception Fun, right?
Yeah, correct.
Amazing. Yeah, go follow both of these creators, play their games in World. And if you're in World, I have 2 things that Kim wanted me to mention. One is that we're doing a giveaway. We're giving away 100 mana to 5 people that are going to be randomly selected. So if you just share your favorite moment from the expo to the hashtag is DCLGXBest on Twitter, then you have a chance to win 100 mana. And then the second thing is in 5 minutes, there will be a party happening in the Game Plaza. So get your Game Expo finery on and come listen to the DJ. The DJ is, I can't remember the name, but it's Innkeeper is the host for the closing party. And I sent out a tweet a little while ago for it. So be sure to join us. Thank you both for taking the time to like come hang out with me and play your games. And I look forward to seeing like how you shape them in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Zest is the DJ that I think we're about to go see.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for having us and asking these questions and checking out our game and giving us the time. Appreciate it.
Aw, it's been like I was so hyped to talk to you because I love games so much. So I'm so happy that I got to do this. And yeah, see you in World, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.